Hello guys and welcome to the next episode of the Rise of Red Bull Leipzig. A few things to get through today, including one player declaring that he wanted to come off the transfer list. You'll probably guess who it is, but I will show you in a second. A few players in my squad are currently attracting attention from other teams, bigger teams than us, teams in the Premier League also. We're going to play the live com against Hanover today and of course run through the fixtures prior to the last live com against Leverkusen. And we will run through 4 regens that have been signed and put into my under-19 squad that have come through my youth regen intake. The first player attracting interest is the 29-year-old Dominic Kaiser, the number 4 in my squad, a real solid player in my squad. Doesn't contribute in terms of goals, he should get more assists than he does, but 7.36 average this season, very consistent with his numbers. Decent player, valued at 4.4 million on £30,000 per week. For me to part company with him, it would probably take around 8-9 million, something like that, because he really is valuable and brings experience to my squad. A real good player, and I would probably struggle to replace him with such quality. Attracting interest from Schalke is the 26-year-old left back. Now he is our only left back in the squad, so he is quite valuable. Really good attributes, but this season it may have proved a little bit too strong for him. He is underachieved in terms of his own personal performances, only getting 4 assists in 30 games and a 6.96 average. He has been pretty poor considering he was excellent in the previous 2 seasons. Someone that I really want to keep, but I think I need to bring in a left back to provide him with competition. He is wanted man. I would only sell for a reasonable price, probably around 6-7 million. If I didn't get that, I would not sell him at all. Anthony Young is a really good player, just underperforming so far this season. As ever, the wanted man, the best player in my squad, Marcel Sabitzer, on a hefty wage, valued at 14 million. Disappointingly, in his last contract, he demanded a 13 million release clause input. So, if anybody comes in with that bid, he will leave. Hopefully not. Hopefully he decides to stay. I love him. He's such a brilliant player. Contributes so much to this team in terms of his average, his goals and his assists. And I would be disappointed to see him leave. He is on a long-term contract. He is the best player in the squad and an Australian international. Newcastle and Everton currently applying interest in my best player so far. The final player attracting interest is the young Norwegian wonderkid Christopher Ajer. Now we did of course have bids for 20 million from Arsenal in previous season. If we were to get a £20 million bid again from anyone, I would accept. Ballpark lowest end offer would be around 17-18 million. He is currently wanted by Manchester City, Burnley and Stoke, so a lot of Premier League interest there. Just come back into the squad. Hasn't started as much as what he should have. Of course, as you know, in previous episode he was unhappy on the transfer list, but he did request to be taken off it, which is good news. So if anybody wants him, they have to stump up the big bucks or he's going nowhere. So like I said, I brought in 4 regen players from my youth intake. The first is Gordon Jürgen, 15-year-old German, valued at £20,000. Potential to be 3-star. He doesn't look anything special, got a couple of decent attributes in his marking, determination, and a few in his physicals. A player that I probably won't use too often, but remember guys, I can't use these players until they're 18, which is disappointing because I have one from last year's youth intake, which is really good, and I struggle with this. As you've seen in my first season when I got a few through, Bayern Munich took one, Dortmund took one, Hoffenheim took one, Schalke took one. I couldn't do nothing about it really. There was no point in keeping them on in case they didn't develop. They come in the club at 14 years old. If they get sold before they're 18, that's 3 years without actually playing first team football, and I've got a chance to make money. So hopefully this guy can earn me a little bit of money in the future, because I don't see him becoming a first team player. Next up is a central defender come left back, Heiko Patrick. He's a decent looking player, got some good attributes that have improved in all areas. 1-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, 9 pros, 4 cons, and some decent attributes in his heading, marking, tackling, decision making, determination, positioning, and jump and reach, natural fitness and strength. A real good promising centre back him. Someone that, if he was to be with us in 4 years time, he's someone I could potentially look to use. Again guys, it's a long time without playing first team football, 4 seasons, and developing in the youth team. Next is a very old looking 14-year-old Maximilian Fillinger. He plays on the right of midfield. Again, someone just to fill out the squad and bulk the squad, because we don't have many players in the under-19. Someone that probably won't do much for me. If we can pick up a little bit of money along the way, then so be it. Decent attributes for him, determination, and then the physical side of things. Acceleration, agility, balance, and pace. 3.5 star potential ability, 5 star youth ability currently. Someone that doesn't look anything special to me, but again, profit to be made potentially, so hopefully that can come around in the future. The final and fourth one, according to my assistant manager Jan Rich, 14-year-old is the best of the bunch that have came through. £135,000 value, 5 star youth current ability, 4 star potential ability. He's got some real good attributes. Free kick taken 14, decision making determination 12 and 15, flair 17, work rate 15, physically really good. Getting my tongue mixed up there. Acceleration of 15, 11 agility, 12 balance, 12 natural fitness, and pace of 14. He's a right footed centre midfielder that can play in behind the striker. Promising midfielder, fairly determined, and someone, hopefully he'll stick around for quite a while, and I will use him if I get the chance to. Now here is Sven Schreiber, a striker, 15 years old, a prime example of being frustrated that you can't use players of under 18. Now he came through my youth intake in the last season, and as you can see, he's got 19 goals in 18 under 19 appearances with a 7.82 average. Doesn't look anything special, but he's shown at this level he's far too good. A good player that I'd like to use, but I can't for at least 3 seasons, which is very disappointing, but he looks pretty decent. Decent enough, £245,000 value, 4 star potential ability, 5 star current youth ability, and someone that may end up getting sold to a bigger team in the future, but again, frustration that I can't use him at all until he's 18 years of age. Okay guys, since the thrashing of Leverkusen in the last LiveCon, we have played 5 very frustrating matches, losing 4 of them, winning 1. We lost 1-0 away to Schalke in a disappointing match, 3-1 at home, which was an extremely disappointing match against Hamburg. Darmstadt, I knew it was going to be a close one. We did lose 1-0. We just beat, not long ago, Hoffenheim 3-0 away, 2 own goals in that match and a Zach Clough goal. He's been playing not too bad recently. The worst one of the lot though, we've just lost at home to second bottom Freiburg, who were 1 point above the relegation zone, and they somehow managed to beat us 1-0 at the Red Bull Arena. Probably the most disappointing defeat of the season, and as you can see guys, we went 10 matches unbeaten. Now we have lost 4 in our last 5 matches. Very disappointing, but we have to move on and get over that. We have got Hanover away today at the HDI Arena in the LiveCon before 3 home matches in a row. Of course, one of those, the semi-final of the German Cup against Stuttgart, which I'm bringing you the LiveCon. But first of all, Hanover, HDI Arena, game on, let's play. So here we are guys, Hanover at home, 4-6 favourites, 94 for the draw and 72 for Leipzig. One thing I didn't show you was the league table. Now you can see it here on the right hand side. We currently sit in 13th place on 32 points. 4 points clear of 14th place, and we're well away from the relegation zone as it stands. We have 7 games remaining. We're not far away from that 7th spot, 6th spot even as well. We are only 10 points away. It looks improbable, but again, mid-table was our aim. Mid-table was the media prediction, and hopefully we can achieve that and get around the 10th mark spot come the end of the season. So, Hanover, let's play. Let's get a massive 3 points today. So our formation has been slightly altered. What we've done is take out one of the centre mids and pulled one of them back, and take one of them out of the team on the bench and brought in a substitute to start. So the team is Dragowski, the underperforming young, Kaufman, the new signing, who's done so-so, Ta, Bush come in for Klosterman, who's been disappointing so far this season, Ayer at defensive mid, Younes on the left, Kaiser, Sabitzer make up the midfield, Clough and Selk up top. On the bench, Upamecano, Klosterman, Rabiot, Esperiqueta, the unhappy Bruno, Urari Poulsen, and the wonder kid talent Raimonde. We line up against a flat 4-4-2 today. Mankilo at right back is notable, McKendy in the middle, and that is about all that I can really say I notice from the Hanover side. The chat has been done. I've told the lads to show me what they can do. We really need to get out of this rut. It's been a poor 5 games recently, considering we went on a fantastic run of form. Hopefully that defensive midfielder can bring us a bit of stability in the middle of the park, and he won't roam too far forward. Big match. Hanover, of course, sitting in 6th position, so superior to us in the league table. Klaus lets it run, and Young plays it forward to Younes. Long pass, loses the ball. Alper, Benchop, Torge, Klaus. Good save, straight at Dragowski, but a good parry away. Kaiser, in with the corner. Asia will collect it. Surely spray it out wide to Kaiser again. He does. And it drops to McKendy, the number 27, forward to Torgia. Klaus. Sabitzer collects it. Selka comes deep. Kaiser. Clough. Younes plays a poor shot wide. 2 shots from us so far, neither on target, whereas both of Hanover's have been on target. 52% possession so far. Davy Selka, notably captaining the squad today with Klostman and Poulsen on the bench. Kaiser, Clough, tries a long shot. He has scored a couple of worldies recently, so he has the authority to go for that. Torja. And a scrappy goal, knocked in by Salif Sani. A bit of pinball in the box, and that's the way our luck has been going recently. Torja with the cross, the corner in. Klaus beats his man. Dragowski, that's a Dragowski mistake. Fumbles it, and Sani is there just to tap it in. And that is the frustration, the way things have been going recently. Kaiser with a free kick over the bar. Very disappointing. And the worrying thing about this form is not so much relegation, but with a massive game coming up against Stuttgart, which is one of the biggest in the club's short history, being born in 2009, really is a tough time just now. And Stuttgart have actually risen above us, considering they were scrapping for relegation in recent times in this season. Young, Younes, Kaiser, Clough, Selka, chance! And Königsmann puts it wide, a real chance from Selka there. Only 2 of 8 shots so far on target. Kaiser. Absolute sloppy Steven Gerrard pass there from Kaiser. Terrible. 35 minutes gone here. It's been a poor game, to be fair. Asia. Kaufman. Ta. Asia. Sabitzer. Into Selka! And Selka's offside, and it was saved anyway. Prib. Torja. Prib on the right. Younes intercepts and takes the ball. Plays it down wide to my central defender who's on the left wing. Sani. Albormoz. Alper. Torja. Alper. Benchop. Torja. Straight at Dragowski. It's been a quite even game here, but not the best of entertaining. But what I have noticed is that Hanover have had 8 shots and all 8 have been on target. That's really good. Ratio 100% of course, but it shows a little bit of quality in their squad and why they might be sitting 6th in the league, 1 point off 5th. Notably, Dortmund are 4 points clear of Bayern at the top of the league. Klaus. McKendy goes for a worldie and puts it wide as we approach half time here, with Hanover really in firm control of this match. Half time, guys, changes are going to have to be made, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, so I've went a little bit aggressive with the lads. I told them to play a higher tempo and a more direct approach of play. See if we can get over the top, and we've also turned on exploit the flanks. So hopefully our wingers can do that. The ball get played directly into them, over the top of the fullbacks, and hopefully we can get a little bit more joy in the second half here. Prib, Torja, Klaus, Younes, poor ball again, McKendy, Alper, Torja, and straight at Dragowski. Hanover showing their intent early on in the second half. Klaus, Marcelo, McKendy, Alper, Benchop, Torja, Klaus in space, Klaus, and he looks for the shot from an acute angle, and it's saved and put wide from Dragowski. Of course, his mistake costing us a goal from Sani. Clough looks for Selke, doesn't quite make it. Koningsman with the ball. Kaiser corner. Younes, Clough, and it's a goal! Get in there. Don't give that man Zach Clough half a second and he will put it away for his 15th goal of the season. Nice little pass, first time from Younes, and a first time hit drilled to the bottom left from Clough. A tidy finish from a tidy player. Really good, gets us back into the game, and if you judge by the first half or the overall 55 minutes, we don't deserve to be back in this game. I'm going to make a substitute. Take off Selke. I'm going to bring on Levin Raimondi as a poacher. I don't really want to take Sabitzer off, but he's not played too great. We're going to bring off Kaiser, and we're going to bring on Espericueta. Double substitution. Levin Raimondi and Jorge Jonathan Espericueta on for Dominic Kaiser and Davy Selke. Half an hour to go here. I will encourage the lads. I would take a point here. I know it's not very ambitious, but our run of form recently has been dreadful. Still in 13th place. Yellow card for the third of our player here. Young, Ayer and Raimondi on a yellow. He's only just came on and he's got a yellow card. Bush. Asia. Clough. Raimondi. And unlucky, he didn't really deserve to get in there. It was good to get through that. 3 players surrounding him. Clough again. Maybe should have took that down. Koningsman plays a horror ball out wide for a throw-in. Approaching the 70th minute here, 57% possession for Hanover. Ta picks up a yellow card, the 4th of the match for us. Going to make one final substitution. Going to bring off the goal scorer Zach Clough for Yusuf Yurari Poulsen. Of course, the club captain, but hasn't been involved a great deal of recent due to the fine form of Selke and Clough. Soleimani puts it wide. Going into the last 10 minutes here at the HDI Arena. Unless there's one golden chance, it's going to come out to a 1-1 draw. 2 minutes to go. Prib. Marcelo, that is awful. That is awful. Corner from Prib. Marcelo standing on his own. Bullets it in over the goalkeeper. 2 men on a post. And it looks like our Livecom luck has started to fade away. There you go, guys. Full time from the HDI Arena. Hanover 2, Red Bull Leipzig 1. Confirmation of that match that sees us play one game more than most of the league and keeps us sitting in 13th position. Hertha Berlin below us did win their match, so brings us closer to 14th position. And it now keeps us far, far away from that mid-table spot. 4 points doesn't sound like a lot, but our form has been absolutely awful recently, and that is quite a big gap for a team with low confidence. So there you go, guys. Confirmation of that defeat to Hanover. Hertha Berlin at home next in the match. A must-win match, really, to get us ahead of them again. And we'll bring you the next live com, which is Stuttgart in the German Cup semi-final. A big chance to get into the first final of the series in the 3rd season. As ever, I hope you enjoying it. Drop the video a like and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you very much for continuing to support the series. And I'll see you lot very soon.